That is what we're finding out today. I have a special guest joining me here today. It is DZ from the UK. How are you doing today, DZ from the UK?
I'm doing very well.
You need the mic.
Yeah.
Mic. You need to pull the mic close to you. There you go.
I'm doing very well. Markets are crashing.
Well, that's fair, because looking at this chart right now, yeah, $61,800. This thing is the biggest red candle I have seen in the last few days. So we're gonna be jumping into the futures market and understanding why that is happening in just a second. But chat, first, I just need to know. How are you guys feeling today? Let me know. Are you guys feeling good? Are you feeling bad? Are you screaming? Are you crying? Are you wet? I don't want to know, but just let me know your emotions in the chat here today. Because looking at CoinGecko, we have Bitcoin now pulling back. I have to refresh it because it's dropping even further. $61,990. Ethereum back under 3K with Tether depegging up. No, I'm just kidding. We're fine. I probably just broke someone's ears there. Solana, $149. XRP still at 50 cents. Toncoin, $6.71. And Cardano here down to 45 cents. In the last 24 hours, chat, Akash up 20%. These are the movers for the top 24 hours. It looks like DPIN and AI is starting to get some fire lit under its butt again. That's probably going to be due to the fact that NVIDIA's earnings reports are coming right around the corner, and Wall Street is honestly just expecting them to beat expectations again. So Akash Network here up 19.8%, Arweave up 11.5%, and Toncoin up 11%. In the chat here, we have Truck Dano. He's feeling drippy. He's saying he is dripping right now. But Duane saying, feeling good, brother. Man, that feels
Apparently
good.
My mic isn't on.
Yeah, is Josh on?
Rumor has it. It's on now. Perfect. There we go.
Oh, we just wanted to mute him. He was saying some very terrible things. It was like, it just.
I was going to say, last time NVIDIA's earnings came out, things went pretty crazy.
I think it was, what was it, March when the last time we had?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even March. Was it March?
It would have been before that.
January's reports coming out. Feels like it's been forever since the AI rally back in March.
Expectations.
Well, luckily we sold. We got out. We've been dollar cost averaging, and I'm going to be telling you guys what we've been buying into today. I did want to point out a new project, though. Not affiliated to this anyway. I just saw it for the first time right now live, which is Chill. Apparently that broke the top 100, up 13%, 6 million in volume, $1 billion market cap. Kind of sus with the volume in terms of the market cap size. I'm not gonna lie right there. Why is this a $1 billion market cap with only 6 million in volume? That's point. Oh, is it too big? Oh, it's too big. Look at that, guys. Who knew this channel had things that were too big?
That's what she said.
Too massive, too thick. Is what some say. No one's ever told me that, actually. Too small? Is it there? Can we see it? Can you guys see it? Can you guys see this? Injective here, 10%. Immutable, 9%. Dog with Hat, 7%. And the top losers for the day here are going to be Flare, Lido, BitTensor, XRP, BNB, Dogecoin, Bonk, and Bitcoin Cash. What a day here in the market. So looking at the first article here today, altcoins are gearing up for a potential bull run, but what's the forecast? According to Nansen's principal research analyst, it all starts with Bitcoin. So as soon as Cointelegraph posted this, markets dumped. Is that a coincidence? I don't know.
I mean, they historically make great calls.
They make great calls. It's almost like they like predetermine markets.
It's like an opposite indicator, you know?
It's, yeah, they're front running.
Who else is like that? There's that American guy, Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer. So yeah, the reverse Cramer method. Yep. We have Coinliograph, which is what everybody will call them forever, ever since their BlackRock ETF announcement. But it turned out in their favor. Like, they did kind of spark the bull run. So shout out to Cointelegraph for sparking this year's bull run. But looking at these charts, some really cool things. Rec Capital predicts a potential altcoin bottom by early June, based on historical patterns. Noting previous bottoms in early February and sell-offs around the Bitcoin halving, he suggests altcoins may follow suit in bottoming out in the summer. Chat, when do you think Bitcoin already bottomed out? Yes or no? Did Bitcoin bottom out already? Yes or no? Because in Q1, you have January to April, you peak. In April, you peak. And in May, this is where the sell in May and walk away comes from. Drops to sometime in May, where we start to run back up in July. And then it falls back up into, this looks like August, runs back up in September, October. It's probably because it's my birthday and it's the most bullish time of the year. And then it just rinses and repeats. But what this reminds me of is going to be, I have to say it, it's going to be the FOMO tool.
I'm going to say this is a very, like, it seems like they've looked at just the historically what Bitcoin did after the halving, and have just said this is what it's going to do this time.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you know,
That's literally all they've
history
done.
repeats itself. You know, they were just like, you know, screw it. It just always
Yeah.
happens. I'm going to click on the hourly here, see if it's updated here, because we're on the 10th now. No, it needs to still update in about 3 more hours. But I want to see where the fear and greed index is going to be here with the new updates. So, because retail, it's panicking, right? Like chat, type 1 in chat. 1 in chat. Are you buying right now? Or type 2, are you like, no, hell nah. Hell to the nah. I am not touching crypto right now. Because historically, guys, when we get these sell-offs and we have this fear in the market, there's a lot of fear in this market right now because people, they've been saying 49K Bitcoin, 35K Bitcoin. Leo here, I've actually had the opportunity to work with for a while, and we run an agency together that's, you know, we have a lot of marketing come in and they'll be like, oh, at 75K Bitcoin, let's deploy all of our money at the top of the market, right? But then we're like, no, pause. We should pause, right? Then markets will dump and they're like, oh, then they panic. They also panic. They're like, oh, we need to go all in right now. Market. But, you know, when it's that moment you've been consolidating for like 2-3 months and you start seeing these marketing, you know, agencies come in and they don't want to deploy any capital.
No, the thing is,
because they're scared.
Purely from like a marketing agency standpoint, it's very interesting because pretty much the whole job is to keep an eye on market sentiment. And let's be real, we all know that we're at some way in a bull run as of right now, or at least we're leading into one. So if you have a long-term view of what's going on, you're bullish. These next couple of years should be very fun. But watching sentiment change on crypto Twitter is crazy. And you can see how many people go from loving crypto to hating it. And I just find the most amusing part is that the normies are not even here yet. We've had 1 meme coin rally. We've seen 1 successful leg up in this chart so far. Of course, history's changed forever. We saw an all-time high before the halving. So, like I say, the bottom could be in, or at least I think we're close to it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one last like liquidation spike down to really rub people out. But yeah, we are far from over. There is so much going for this space right now.
So what altcoins are you pretty much watching on dips like this? Like, have you picked up at all? Are you kind of, you know, understanding the market narrative with these agencies? Do you see any category, whether it's AI or DPIN or RWAs, that's being deployed capital right now?
The 2 biggest ones right now are AI and DPIN is another one. It literally tokenized assets as well, so RWAs.
Gotcha. So I would have to agree.
Extremely, a ton of development going into them. They obviously have a ton of hype on the back end as well. You look at institutions, everyone is moving towards AI, everyone's moving towards tokenization, BlackRock with Biddle. And then, of course, you just have DPIN as well, which is making just a massive leg up as well. So yeah, I think overall those are the 3 main sectors. Of course, you can then go into subsectors which people are still excited about, but those are the 3 ones that I think are really going to lead it. I'm not going to include meme coins in that list. LCX, yes, very bullish on that.
I'd have to agree. The RWAs are going to be huge. We've been covering like Ondo Finance and Trueflation, a lot of these projects, pretty in depth recently. And, you know, that kind of just takes us to, you know, the next part of this, which is altcoin market caps, excluding top 10 cryptos, has dropped 21% in the last month to $265 billion, which is insane to think about, guys. The entire altcoin market cap, despite the top 10, is like smaller than like the top 40 banks, which is crazy to see. Despite this, year-to-date shows a 24% increase and a staggering 167% rise over the past year. So altcoins are starting to catch wind. There is some growth that is, you know, it's pretty steady at this point. And altcoin may hit local bottom for around June due to subdued Bitcoin sentiment and decreasing ETF inflows from the U.S. prolonged consolidation period. So people are anticipating after Bitcoin's ETF, we're going to be anticipating that Ethereum spot ETF now in August. June could kind of be that catalyst that gets a lot of money to start flowing back into these cryptocurrencies. So when you scroll a little bit further here, top altcoins, including Ethereum, see buy signals on 10 out of 12 monthly moving averages, despite Ether's struggle. Moving average indicator suggests bullish sentiment. So
that's one thing I will say: do not fade layer ones.
Yeah,
like every bull run, guys. If we're going to see a ton of volume and new people come into crypto, it's layer ones that are going to be some of the first like assets to really capitalize off of that. Ethereum, Avalanche, of course, there's a ton more. Those are the two of my main plays. There's some really good questions here. Am I allowed to answer those as well? Like, so people are asking about QNT as an RWA. I think it just intrinsically ties into real world assets. Yeah. Just on the basis that you're going to have a ton of different institutions moving into tokenized sectors, and they're going to need an interoperable solution that will allow them to interact with each other. And Chainlink, goes without saying, is an absolute beast as well. QNT and Chainlink are up there at their peak, but if we're going to talk about price action, Quant is boring right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, Quant's already a multi-billion-dollar market cap, and guys, coming from a marketing side, like, I'm just being real with you. Like, there's projects that people talked about in 2021. I loved Quant. I defended Quant a lot. I still think Quant can do a 2 to 3x in this bull run. The problem is in every single market, as new people fled into the scene, they don't give a rat's butt about anything that happened historically. They want to find the next Bitcoin. They want to find the next Quant. So they're going to be looking for the new hot projects that have new, more exciting trends that haven't been fudded, right? Like, you type in Quant, there's going to be FUD. Like, it's back and forth. People have battled against it. Some people made 30x's off of it. Some people have lost a lot of money on it. Same thing with projects like ICP, right? So, you know, in this next cycle movement, it's the projects like Base, which isn't even out yet. It doesn't have a token, but the ecosystem is seeing massive gains because of the total value lock. There's billions of dollars flooding into that ecosystem. So this is why diversity is important. It's why you can't be a bag holder. You know, XRP holders have been holding for 10 years expecting a $10,000 price point. And I don't mean to bash on XRP. It's just an example of this is why you shouldn't be all in on one asset. If you are all in on one asset and you're a maximalist, you straight up hate making money, right? It's like a cult-like mentality. You got to rip out of that. So you got to stem away from that and diversify.
I got to say something interesting. This is just something just from a step back perspective. So Coinbase obviously has based now their chain. Binance still has the Binance Smart Chain. I think we're going to see some interesting stuff going on between those two. It's going to be battle of the biggest exchanges. So just keep an eye on those ecosystems. If in my opinion, if one thing comes out and it's like putting them against each other, whether it's meme coins or what, it's going to be hilarious, and I think they're going to rip. So
we have Michael M saying he can't wait to say Ondo. You're right. Chat, let me see how many of you hold Ondo. Spam Ondo. Make Michael happy. All he wants to see right now is Ondo in the chat. So just start spamming Ondo. It will make Michael M's a fantastic weekend at this point. But South Korea loves AKT here, guys. Akash Network trading volumes went up on Coinbase listing, but absolutely skyrocketed on their uplist listing, which is interesting. Upbit having a bigger effect than Coinbase, which used to be known as the Coinbase effect. And I still think will come back if they beat the SEC. But Akash did get listed, and now there's hopes that they will be listed on Binance very, very soon. On top of this, you have another day and another 800K of Ton coin airdrop to the Ton community. One guy won 15,000 Ton worth 90K just himself. So this 800K went to pretty much like 10 people, is what that tells me. But the Ton open leak just airdropped 700K for gaming token and NFT traders. So Ton coin kind of came out of left field. I mean, people should have guessed this. I mean, Telegram was one of the best platforms out there. If you're in crypto, you use Telegram. So the fact that people are like fading this as a top 10 project, man, every right, I think they deserve their top 10 spot in this market.
I was going to say, you said it perfectly. Anyone in crypto uses Telegram, and when a project itself is intrinsically backed by a founder, which is backed by billions, it's always a good read if you're looking for potential. So yeah, Ton, I think, is got a lot more coming.
Yeah, it's crushing it. Another product crushing it here is going to be Arweave's decentralized storage network is experiencing a bullish trend with a price possibly breaking above $44 here or correcting to around $33. So it's either going to go up or down. So Arweave though is a file. This is going to be a competitor to Filecoin, the decentralized storage play. Following that DPIN category and narrative. And I do believe that a lot of these projects like Render, Near, Arweave, they had their pullbacks, and there is opportunity to dollar cost average ahead.
I was about to say it's like a subsector of AI. For AI to truly flourish, you're going to need projects in the decentralized storage space.
100%. So and it's like, it makes
AI
sense.
Rips, this sector will as well.
Because you need more and more storage. And so it's like, it's very obviously to have those competitors that play here. A lot of people liked Filecoin, but again, when you're looking at Arweave, the market cap difference is substantial between that and a larger cap. So it's, for me, whenever I'm in a sector, I don't hold one crypto in that sector. I hold generally 3 to 4 within that sector at a minimum, because I want exposure to, both the high cap ones, but then want to be a little bit riskier on the ones that might perform better just because that sector can start to trend.
Yeah.
We have the Render token spiked 11% after Apple briefly mentioned Octane, a 3D design software powered by the Render network, in a new Apple iPad promo video. So here's what it looked like. This is the clip here. You can see the Render logo in the top left, as well as on the cherries when it falls. There's a little bit of a Render logo that exists there. So Octane application is using during the May 7th Apple keynote speech, which is huge, and has sent Render product flying. It went up like 15, 20, 30% or something like that in just the last few days. So huge shout out to the Render community. It's turning out to be kind of somewhat the Apple of blockchain. It's got a strong community, great product development,
They do.
and their CEO is so connected to NVIDIA's Jensen. He's spoken with them on stage and everything. So shout out to anybody that ended up picking up Render, selling the top, by the way, at GTC Summit. And in the last 2 months, dollar cost averaging was out like $5, $6, $7 because you're up massively right now. We have Arweave can 10x easily, bro. We're dumping hard. Yeah, so let me go back to the charts here. Wow, we're at 61,000. We are plummeting right now. That is the biggest
seriously?
red candlestick I think I have ever seen. Let me go to the 4-hour
damn.
here. Let's
That's
go to the
good.
4-hour here. It actually dropped to 60. Oh, it just jumped. It already. Wait, it's back up to
61.5.
62,000. Am I tripping? Oh, 6105. What is? Who sets this up like this? This bugs me when it's always like that. So 61,200, which is, I don't even know why this is broken here because I'm looking
I
at
think it's
signals.
61
61.
61,000.
So,
Yeah.
we're about to probably fill this imbalance.
61,400.
We have this imbalance right below us, guys, at 0.07, 60,500. I didn't think we were going to go all the way this low. I thought we were going to fill the one above us quickly. Be cautious on the bear trap that is building up. If we look at the liquidations, we might as well jump into this right now because breaking news as Bitcoin is plummeting, chat. Panic sell, panic sell. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Look, whoa. Yeah, look at those liquidations. It just destroyed all these bulls, guys. All these bulls just got absolutely wrecked on their high leverage. Stop high leverage trading. I mean, it's really that simple. Geez, like set some stop losses or something.
I'm seeing a lot more people get into leverage trading. And it's because when you're in a bull run, a lot of people think it's up only. But you can get very easily wrecked doing this stuff, guys.
Clearly, because we're watching them get wiped out right now. Negative $10 billion delta spread. As you can see, when it hit this range back just a few days ago, yesterday, this was the time to buy at this delta spread to the downside. So it looks like we could be creating a double bottom here. I would say we're about to fill this EI. Watch this in real time with me, chat. I've shown you guys this time and time again. Usually when you pull these magnets, you bounce off it historically. There is one above us, though, which is making me bullish on the upside action here. I do believe we're going to see $65,300 soon. I don't know if it will be today. And I do want to explain, that you do need to watch for something, which is going to be Bitcoin's CME gap. So we ended up just filling it. This is why we fell a little bit today. We filled the CME gap here on the futures part, but we dropped down. So 62,050. This is the 4-hour. I got to go to the daily here. You can see right here, we were actually above this earlier today. We were at 63,100, and we had a small gap. So we came back. We definitely have filled that now. It dropped all the way down to 61,945. But the price of, is this the current price? Dude, who's am I logged into right here? Dude, I got to get off this shit. I don't even know how to read their chart that's set up to have it like this. I got to delete this. It's like so ugly.
I was going to say, what was sentiment on FOMO saying for Bitcoin?
Sentiment on FOMO for Bitcoin. I have to double check it because they're going through an API update today, so it won't be ready till 12 o'clock. But I can go to CoinStats.
It looks kind of high.
Yeah, because it was from the 12-hour ago one, so it doesn't include this one yet.
Okay.
But once that's out and fully launched, guys, which it will be ready by next week, you'll be able to look at the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 4-hour time frame on the Fear and Greed Index. So we got 1 or 2 more updates that we have to finish this week, but it's almost ready to go. I've been teasing it for you guys. It's a sick tracker for you. But the Fear and Greed Index, let me see if I can find it. This is just a moving average, guys. It's not the 24-hour. Is going to be sitting at, so way off, right? This is why I hate Fear and Greed indexes. None of these Fear and Greed indexes actually are like in real time whatsoever. And they're more than likely weighted moving averages.
Exactly.
And so our goal is to consolidate that and get it all the way down to the 15-minute for you guys, the 4-hour, the hour, and the daily, right? So I am extremely excited to launch that because we're clearly, we're not at 66
develop a tool that provides real-time data.
Which we might, I can even go to mine. It might be real-time. It might be updated on the 24 hours. Let me see if it says May 10th already.
A lot of people don't realize
May
when
9th
trading
still, so
especially is that a lot of indicators are lagging. But the only ones that are really real-time, or at least close to giving you real-time data, are the likes of volume, and by the sounds of it, FOMO soon, which is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and so here's a great example, is like it said it was at 66 yesterday for greed.
Yeah.
And ours would be claiming 42 because we were still massively sold to the negative. When you guys look at this every day with me, right? You're not in greed when you're in red. It makes no fundamental sense. Like there's no logic that says, okay, we are at a negative 10, $20 billion delta spread and somehow markets are still greedy. The reason that happens is because the volume-based metrics are they're pushed by institutions. So it's kind of like institutions are 66% greedy, but where's that retail mindset? Because retailers are the ones that lose. Like, right, we're the ones that, the retail is the one that capitulates out at $56,000, $57,000, $58,000. So what we're looking at here, guys, let's look at these charts a little bit again. Bitcoin isn't crashing as hard as your viewer growth and engagement. Oh, bro got us there. He got us so hard there, baby, even though I did 10 million views last month. So you can sit down, my little child. That was a good one, though. I even read it off. What a fire roast, dude.
I'm laughing because you read the comment.
Dude, it was a fire roast. I'm just on fire. Like, you just read through, man. That was a good
we
roast.
should invite James on the show, actually. That'd be good.
Where is he? Yeah, James Long. Reach us out to Twitter, man. We can have you on here as a special guest. He obviously rides a lot of... No, okay, well, we'll stop there. We'll stop there. So the 12 hours here, guys. Let's go to the liquidations. 12 hours. We're going to hit refresh here. And we're going to look at where we currently stand. Oh my God, dude, there's no liquidations anymore below us. We just filled it all. The liquidations on the 12 hours now are above us at $63,000 and $64,000. This is the 12 hour. Where'd all the liquidation go? Like, the bulls just got wrecked, man. The bulls just got wrecked. So what I like to do is look at the monthly here. Look at the run.
Yeah, we're at 60,000. We're literally under 61K now.
We're at 61.2 now. 61.2. We're gonna touch it. We got to break this imbalance. I think we're gonna hit it. Reggie, baby, welcome to the alley. Let's go. Welcome to the allies, brother. But yeah, so we're watching this. We're hacked. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. We're back. No, dude, look at this. It is down negative $12 billion delta spread now. GG's bulls. GG's to all the bulls on 100x leverage. You guys just got absolutely eaten out of that. And now you're actually stuck here. So looking at the monthly here, though, guys, again, we're probably going to fill this imbalance gap that's at 60,500. More than likely bounce off that. This is a range where I'm not freaking out. I'm not panicking. This is where you want a dollar cost average. The liquidity is clearly above us at that 68K level. Will it happen? It's not guaranteed, but the probabilities are at this point, guys, that we are about to create this double bottom and more than likely go fill that liquidations. Because when you pull up the liquidation charts, you guys know how this works. Liquidation map, Bitcoin, and we go to CoinGlass. All you have to do is scroll down. Let's just look at the liquidations right here.
I do like CoinGlass.
Yeah, beautiful. It's such a great tool. Great tool. There's about 500 now. Dude, all the bulls just got wrecked. They got completely just wiped out. There's 500 million in liquidations below us versus now 2.8 billion above us on those longs. So that is looking at $63,000.
Life is pretty chill when you're not leverage trading.
No? It is, man. It's just spot buy, dollar cost average, and in 3, 4, 6 months, you're like, man, my bags are doubled. You know, and it's like so much healthier. But we are seeing, like, I expect us to bounce right back up to 63K. When we look at the 30-day average now, there is roughly $10 billion, upwards of to $70,000 that can get wiped out versus only $3.6 billion now below us. So, yeah, I'm expecting that push here to that $64,000, $65,000 range shortly. Now, what I would say I'm going to be most cautious for here, Leo, is the fact that if the futures market doesn't close at $63,000 today, $64,000, and we get that rise in Bitcoin's price action over the weekend, guys, it goes like this, right? I'm going to be very bearish on Monday because it's going to create a massive futures gap. You do not want that gap to be created.
I imagine you spoke about it the other day about what Trump said.
What about Trump?
When he said he's all for crypto, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So we now have two parties against each other in this presidential campaign, pretty much going for, one's pro-crypto and the other one is completely against it. And he even called out Gensler, which was awesome to see because that guy does nothing but regulate through enforcement, and he is just running a cash grab scene at this point.
I mean, Gary Gensler is kind of the GOAT, dude.
A lot of people are crapping on C-Swap and says XSwap is way better. It takes 2 minutes to look into XSwap's tokenomics and realize that is a complete VC and KOL coin.
Telegram?
Yeah, they are up about 30x each probably. While normies are up not even 2x at this point. Furthermore, they do have separate utilities. C-Swap is developing out so much more than XSwap. XSwap is a cross-chain swap. C-Swap is doing far more. So yeah,
I don't know why there's even FUD on it because it's like, dude, this is like Chainlink products. Dude,
they're on the
get
same
bullish
team.
on CCIP. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Get bullish on CCIP. This is where you can't marry one token. You need to diversify. Yeah. It's like, dude, XSwap's like 1/10 the size, but ChainSwap's also already showed the performance. But there's so many products building there, guys. Like FUD comes when markets are bleeding, right? People just want to blame and hate, and they go look at my TikToks right now. The comments are like, yo, bud, this shit's going to $47,000. You're wrong. And it's just massive hate, right? That tells you that's, I love it because as a content creator, once you can get past like that mental game, like I know I'm going to get hate no matter what I post, right? So if there's more hate, it just tells me, great, I'm going to go buy it. I'm going to use you as an indicator for myself and my community to let me know, hey, they're emotionally reacting to the market. They're not proactive and they're going to continuously get wrecked. So I do want to see this imbalance filled before we move higher. And guys, first and foremost, smash that like button on this video. There's over 1,000 of you beautiful people watching. This show is brought to you by Arculus, the greatest hardware wallets on the planet. Easily secure, store, buy, swap, send, and receive your crypto with a simple tap with 3-factor authentication. I'm going to show you the website here, guys. I want to see it in chat. Type 1 in chat if you have a hardware wallet. Type 2 if you don't. If you don't have a hardware wallet, you need to get a hardware wallet. This is the only way you can be 100% secure in the crypto market. It's self-reliance, it's self-custody. There's no bank, no middleman, no exchange that controls your funds. And in a time of a bear market, which a bear market will come again, I don't believe it's now, but there will be another bear market. That's when exchanges struggles. And just so you know, guys, just like last cycle, when we had exchanges collapse, there's going to be more that collapse this cycle. It's repetitive and it happens every single time. So get yourself one tap, total self-custody security with your Arculus. It's easy to use, takes 60 seconds to set up. And guys, if you don't have it, just ask chat. Chat, let us know how many of you have an Arculus in chat. A lot of you are already using this product. I've been using it for multiple years at this point. It is beautiful. It is easy. It is clean. Go check them out. Shout out to Arculus for sponsoring and powering our studio.
Someone said it. Crypto Breezy said, need an Oculus over a ledger. Me personally, entered crypto as I imagine all of you did. I had a ledger. But when you actually look at the stats and the facts, affordability, the actual tech itself, and the usability of an Oculus wallet over a ledger is far greater. Furthermore, we've seen all of the, the things that have happened with Ledger over the past year or so with their backdoor stuff, which isn't too great. So yeah, Oculus just by far for me with their 3-factor authentication and the fact just usability. It's not Bluetooth, not anything. It's awesome. Yeah,
no, I 100% agree. I got to figure out like whose trading view this is, but it's like they're trying.
When I say usability, guys, the reason what I'm trying to say is with a Ledger, you actually need to plug it in, carry it around with you, connect it, etc. Oculus, the whole process is seamless.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100%. It's just so easy. But we do look like, there's a lot of bullish takes here, guys. You guys are probably tuning in, freaking out because Bitcoin is crashing. This is normal. It's just normal in the markets, guys. Like when people get too excited over leverage, boom, you're going to get wiped out. It's time and time again. Like stop trying to think you're an institution. Market makers always win. And when you're over leveraged, it's like 9 out of 10 times, those retail traders that are over leveraged are just going to get wiped out before moving higher or lower. And that's why we're able to trade these markets so well. Yeah. But Bitcoin could soon blow higher on bullish candle hammer. Glassnode executives are saying. So we had a weekly candle close. This is what I was trying to look for. This is coming from Mr. Crypto. Shout out to the homie. We actually met him out in Dubai. Really cool guy. But yeah, really bullish weekly close here. For Bitcoin itself. So it's like, even though we're getting this pullback here, we just filled a new Bitcoin futures CME gap. We are having many different 8 out of 10 indicators are flashing. Hey, this is a possible local bottom here, maybe a double bottom. I'm expecting some more upside. We can see this more here with Blunt's Capital on Twitter, likely going to be a solid engulfing on the daily close today. Looking like the next push up into all-time highs is starting, in my opinion.
I would say if you look at like the weekly as well, bro, the Bitcoin chart looks outrageously bullish.
Yeah, it's like, 5 weeks down? Like it's...
You can see where the buy pressure is. Like, the buyers are beating the sellers, but liquidations are always going to happen.
100%. And so a lot of traders, they all agree with you. It's like, we're probably going to break to the upside out of this, but we're feeling a little bit of pullback. So since he posted this, we're not getting that bullish daily engulfing candle. We might though, right? We still have plenty of time today, 5-6 hours for us to break back to the upside and close extremely positively on the weekend. I would like to see us close probably somewhere around $63,000. That's a lot of volatility we're asking for in the last, we'll see if we can do it. But if we pump over the weekend, I would like to close bearish, have the weekend bearish, and then pump during next week. Or else we're going to have, if we close bearish, pump over the weekend, we're going to crash next week.
You know what's beautiful is there is going to be a day where we see 10% rise on Bitcoin.
I can't wait for it.
And it's going to be glorious.
And everybody's going to be like, I should have bought. I should have bought at the bottom, but now I'm going to FOMO in the top. Is it still a good time to buy? And we're going to be like, dude, where were you? Exactly. Where were you the last 80 days?
I know there's people that weren't here during the bear market, and this has been their opportunity now. Obviously, you're not seeing the same rewards as those who were here throughout the bear market accumulating, but there's still opportunity.
Oh, 100% agree. Chat, let me know what altcoins you're buying too. I'm curious to know what you guys are all picking up, or if you're picking up at all. We do have a surge of Bitcoin on OTC desk, potentially marks a local peak. This is one bearish take here. We have to splash some cold water on everything. Can we go lower? The recent stagnation in Bitcoin's price has been accompanied by a significant influx of Bitcoin into the over-the-counter trading desk, a trend that has historically signaled the approach of the local tops and bottoms. Here, of course, we are looking with Bitcoin retracing over 20% from its all-time highs in March. The current surge in OTC desk balances could signal that a local peak has actually occurred, and at least in the near term, we could see some more downside. And this is where some bears and analysis are saying, maybe we do drop to that $49,000, $52,000 range. Again, when we're looking at the indicators, it's 8 out of 10 say no, but there is still a probability, and that's where you have to risk manage, right? We can't predict these futures. Like tomorrow, something could happen that's terrible in the market with a bank that collapses again, which I'm sure we'll see a bank collapse almost every single week at this point. But you're going to see a pullback. You could see a pullback due to a black swan or something that does occur. Signs that the average Bitcoin miner is under pressure after the halving, as revenue has declined sharply after the halving. Miners are currently underpaid by the most since March 2020 and the COVID 2020 crash. But what I want to point out to that is notice when miners are at the biggest loss, that's usually when you get a pump. It's actually that's generally a bottom signal. I mean, you can look, miners losing the most at FTX collapse. Again, a little bit before that, that would have been a bottom if we didn't have FTX collapse. Middle of 2021 May bull run, when we had China shut down, China miners shut down, again, kind of signaled an upside tick here. And then, of course, even in the previous bear market 2020, we're at COVID-19 lows. So think of that. We haven't seen this loss in sustainability on miners since 2020 May, which, again, historically shows us that is a local bottom. And we're at $60,000 Bitcoin, not $6,000 Bitcoin. Think about that. That's pretty freaking bullish at that point.
Don't forget who owns most of the miners as well.
Who owns most of the miners?
Oh, that's a good thing to look into.
Not
the people you'd expect.
Pantera Capital predicts Bitcoin at $117,000 by August 2025. So over a year and a half now, we do have major capital firms that are huge investors in the industry saying, hey, we are buying at these levels. Cointelegraph, this is the kind of trading. So this is what I love. This is the funniest clip ever. This is how I look at the people that were buy my $1,000 masterclass course, buy my, my awesome trading tool, my trading bot. It's the best on the market, right? And then they're claiming to be a good expert trader, but they're trash. They're just actually trash, and their algorithm's mid as hell. Here you go. This is what it looks like to me. We don't have sound here.
This video is so funny.
It's so freaking funny. So this is a trader explaining to his class why markets are about to dump. Okay, why markets are about to dump.
We read the wall as well. Stylish traders.
So he's like, he's ready to short the market, right? They entered a short position. He's going to tell them it's going to dump. It's going to dump here.
I know for a fact if you're in crypto, you entered this place from Forex. Everyone's been to that Forex.
And then it pumps. He's like, oh, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I don't know if this was on purpose, but man, that was pretty freaking funny. That was pretty freaking funny here. U.S. Bancorp Rothschild, the Rothschilds family, guys. How many know who the Rothschilds are? Firm disclosed spot Bitcoin ETF purchase of roughly $20 million in Q1. So the Rothschilds are now buying, of course, yeah, I got it for you here, but they're buying Bitcoin as well. So, I mean, that makes me more bullish than ever. When you have the Rothschilds, one of the richest families in the world, responsible for the entire banking system, saying, hey, we're buying Bitcoin, that just tells you, that just explains to the masses. CTC here, alternative strategy reporting, holding 27.7 million BlackRock spot ETF as well. So again, this is now the second largest position in their entire portfolio.
I got to ask, have we been keeping up to date on the volume going into the ETFs?
Yeah, it's actually pretty break even right now.
I was going to say it seemed pretty low last time.
It's definitely slowed down at this point. But you have the Rothschilds buying, you have multiple strategy firms buying
at these times.
Yeah, and it's like, then you're like, why is retail not buying?
Yeah.
You're like, now some of them will be trading in and out. They made a great trade, but it's like institutions, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, they're all looking to enter these markets, which is just honestly insane to watch here. Yeah, Bitcoin is crashing. I want to watch it fill this gap right here, guys. 60,500. We're going to watch it live together. On top of this, we have now Bank of America says, don't sell despite CPI report, crypto impact. Bank of America advises against selling investments before May's CPI report release. That's bearish. April CPI is expected to show persistent inflation above the Federal Reserve's target, Institutional interest in Bitcoin rises as a hedge against inflation despite the stagnation. The advice comes as the CPI for April is set to be released on the 15th, which is now only 5 days from now, looming over financial and crypto markets. According to the Cleveland Federal Reserve, the anticipated CPI report is expected to reflect ongoing inflationary pressures, with predictions suggesting a 0.4%, ouch, in headline inflation and 0.3% rise of core inflation, and even forecasting inflation will range between 3.3 and 3.5%. The Fed's failed. We're not going to 2%, which means they're probably going to have to tell markets we're going to stay higher for longer and not cut rates. Now, to me, it's actually bullish if they say that. That means we have a couple extra months of upside in these markets potentially, because if you guys didn't know this, I'm going to pull up another chart in a second, but historically when the Feds cut rates, they always do it when something breaks. And Bitcoin is too immature of an asset class to not follow suit with risk on tech stocks like on the NASDAQ. It has a huge correlation to the NASDAQ. People want to disagree with that, but the facts are it has a high correlation. You can't dispute that. So if we do get that federal interest rate cut because of something breaking into the markets, I would expect some pretty volatile seasons ahead of us in the crypto markets. So be very, very cautious on that. From June to August, this period has historically been the second strongest 3-month period with an average of 3.2% in election years. The average return increases to 7.3%, with the S&P 500 rising 75% of all time. So historically, in election years, guys, the monthly returns, we're right here at May right now, right? 0.74%. Historically, you have, that doesn't even make sense. Where did they pull those numbers from? They're saying in election years, the average return increase to the 7.3%, rising 75% of rising 75% of the time. That's not 75% of the time, home dog. Look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, that's a median average. Oh, wait, no, so that's not even the top. Where's the 75% coming from?
I have to ask. Someone said I sound like a Wojak.
A Wojak?
Does Wojaks make noise? I thought they were just a picture.
I thought they were, maybe they got a London accent, dude.
Yeah. Can you please explain yourself, Jonathan?
I also want to ask where this writer and reporter got 75% from. There's no 75% on this entire market. Like I'm looking at, you have average is 0.25% in June, 7% in May, which is funny because that means it's not sell and walk away. It's 7%. And people are probably just saying that because of the last 3 years. But there's no 75%. So, hey, we're going to skip this article because what the heck is that? Here is just in your prison cell. So, guys, if you're ever thinking about moving to London, this is how much this is what you can get for $1,850. So it's not even just America where we're feeling the kind of the burden here of high costs.
Fonzo, this is actually my flat.
This is your flat?
This is my flat.
This is Leo's flat here. This is Wojak's flat.
Personally, I believe that's more than enough space for a normal person. I don't understand the joke here.
Yeah, you don't even need a kitchen, dude.
Yeah. You can brush your teeth and have a shower. What's the problem?
I think this is like doing the best you can with the space.
Yeah.
You know, this is actually good moves. I don't know. How many of you,
I'm
let me know.
telling you right now, crypto millionaires live in flats like that.
How many of you would live in this flat? Like 1 in chat if you would live in it, 2 if you want it. 1 if you would live in here, 2 if you want it. I think like every dude in here.
As a single human.
Dude, like imagine bringing home a girl to this flat, dude. Like look at this. You're like, hey, don't worry. She's like, oh, that's a small bed. You're like, oh, don't worry.
No,
it goes all the way into my closet.
It's the words you use. That's cozy.
You got even a TV here.
Yeah.
Dude, making that bed's got to be the most annoying thing in the world, though.
Yeah, but
I got to be real.
You don't really have a risk of falling out the bed.
No, that's
this
true.
is the problem. Everyone looks at the negatives.
Look at the positives. You have, is that a window right here? You have a window above your bed? So you can get some fresh air in that fresh London air. I'm sure it smells great downtown.
It does. Not.
Well, rate hikes linked to 11 out of the 14 path U.S. recessions. Oh, it's almost like I was just talking about this, Leo. So you're telling me when we get rate hikes, rate hikes? No, it's rate drops. Rate hikes. Dude, why is everything backwards today, chat?
Rate hikes linked to 11 out of the 14 past U.S. recessions.
Fed rate cuts to market chart. I have to pull this up. Am I smoking crack? I don't think I am. Let's pull up the good one right here. This is like the best chart I've seen. Here you go. Here you go. So the majority of the this is what everybody's like just so opposite on. The majority of the decline in these bear markets occurred after the Fed's pivot. So if we looking back to the 1970s, ever since we came off the gold standard, you should not be comparing this to anything before then. The Fed pivoted. Boom, stock market crashed by 36%. Again, in the 1970s, Fed pivots, stock market crashes by 48%. Again, in the 1970s, well, this is all in the 19, again, Fed pivots, 27%. Fed pivot, 51%. Fed pivot, I'm breaking my language here, 58%. And again, most recently at 35%. So if they were to pivot now, the history tells us that federal fund rates, you'll notice when I'm saying pivot, guys, I mean when they reduce the interest rates, when they drop interest rates, not when they raise them. When they drop those interest rates is when you get that crash in those markets. So it's very interesting to me that people are trying to is this just fear mongering? I mean, obviously, right? So if we look at this, the Federal Reserve and other central banks.
A lot of the time in crypto, it's just finding something to talk about. But this is whenever there's like hikes or cuts coming in, people are going to speculate and they try and relate to historical data. Yeah.
I'm going to cut these all out right here. Because again, this is before the gold. We came off the gold standard. So what we're looking at here would be from 1971 and on. April 1972, the first hike. Last hike was 1973. So yeah. So again, this comes off as like when they raise interest rate, it causes the recession. But what I'm showing you guys is that was their last rate. Once they stop raising rates is when you have to get worried that the recession actually comes because that's a result. That's a result of it happening. So interesting enough. But not every time there's actually a recession that takes place. So there is that to think about. And specifically 1995, I would pay attention to. No, actually I want it because the dot-com bubble was 2000. So again, there was a recession after that. Interesting takes here. I don't know. Crypto wallet provider Exodus is now dealing with the SEC. The SEC said, hey, we're not going to let you list on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. So today, the SEC made a surprise last-minute decision that delays Exodus from listing on the New York Stock Exchange in America. While we are deeply disappointed, Exodus will continue to empower our customers all over the world to control their own wealth using the best in-class self-custody crypto wallet. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, and do you know who is?
This is the best
on the New York Stock Exchange. The father company of Oculus.
It's kind of like Oculus is already there.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought here? Not to hey, I still use Exodus. Nothing against them.
They are clean.
But Oculus is cleaner. Robinhood met with the SEC 16 times before Wells notice. We have this is just interesting. Dude, the SEC sucks. Can we get some Gary Genslers in the chat? L's. Let's just see L's. I just want to see L's. I want to see everybody spamming L. Okay, because Gary Gensler deserves all the L's in the world because he had Robinhood meet with him 16 times. Robinhood is like the company that gets on their knees and does whatever the government asks when they get scared. They're like, oh, you're gonna get fined or sued. They're like, oh, Wall Street, GameStop, we'll take it down. We don't care about the retail. We'll help the institutions. Yep. Well, it's as it turns out, they've been meeting with the SEC the entire time, and still, despite meeting with them 16 times, Gary Gensler goes, you're still going to get sued. Here's your Wells notice. And then again, Kraken is now spotlighting the SEC's inability to identify investment contracts in digital assets. So the SEC is going to Ripple. They're going to, Exodus. They're going to Kraken. They're going all over the Robinhood, and every single person they target, they have like a different reason that they're trying to formulate. They're just trying. It's like they're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping
regulating
something
for
sticks.
Enforcement is the easiest way to say it because they are quite literally learning as they go.
Yep, and Biden's now actually increasing that because through the House, there's a bill trying to pass where they're going to give the SEC Gary Guzzler, he'd be guzzling on that Biden. He'd be getting too much power here. He'd getting too much power.
I'm gonna love seeing how much his net worth has increased after the term.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. Bitcoin holders, though, are becoming more powerful and intolerant minority. So here is a quick 3-minute video here, which is Bitcoin is going to rapidly become a hot political talking point, and future elections will hinge on candidates' stance on Bitcoin. This is also why I'm extremely bullish. Take a look at this. No audio again? Chat, where's our audio? Adioso. Sound. Man, I gotta love Shake and Bake. He's on it with the sound. Here you go. Restart your CMAX capture. It says it's blue. I see the blue bar down there in the bottom left. Did that work?
Who supports Bitcoin and who doesn't support?
Well,
no sound.
I'm gonna tell you how this guy goes. Okay, he's pretty much saying if you care about crypto, we are good. We are good. Okay,
Bitcoin.
we're good.
Every person that I talk to outside of Bitcoin doesn't care much about it. They're all busy living their normal lives, working a 9 to 5, accumulating dollars,
He's
and then
trolling you.
passively investing in whatever their financial advisor tells them to. Most people are busy, distracted, and see Bitcoin as this speculative investment or gamble they are skeptical of, but truly know nothing about. On the other hand, people interested in Bitcoin are incredibly interested in Bitcoin. They're captivated. They can't stop talking or thinking about it. They have a significant chunk of their net worth in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is very important to a small but exponentially growing segment of the global population.
Chat, how many of you guys hold Bitcoin? One in chat if you hold Bitcoin, two if you don't. I'm just curious because a lot of people don't hold Bitcoin. One in chat if you hold Bitcoin, two if you don't.
Bitcoin holders are this new, growing, and tolerant minority. Everyone else just doesn't care. Now, I'm not an expert
I better
on
only see
politics or elections, but this seems like a politician's dream population segment. Bitcoin is a topic I don't know much about. 99% of my voter base doesn't care and will support me no matter which side I pick. And 1% of the population will immediately vote for me if I embrace Bitcoin. Or maybe more critically, if I disapprove of Bitcoin, 1% of the population will immediately not vote for me and I gain nothing. This is how I see Bitcoin evolving in the political landscape. It's getting exponentially more intertwined with the world, and politicians have critical cohorts of people that they can quickly capture by just taking a positive stance on Bitcoin. And of course, this is just Bitcoin today. Bitcoin tomorrow at gold parity, where Bitcoin may be worth $700,000 per coin.
Oh, imagine $700,000 Bitcoin, chat. Just imagine. Just imagine.
$15 trillion.
Where will you be? What would you do with if? Okay, I want to know, where are you guys going to live if Bitcoin goes to $700,000? I want to know your guys' dream house location spot. Okay, mine's La Jolla, California. La Jolla, California, $15 million home with a beautiful infinity pool. Just looking over that glassy water in the morning. I could have my black coffee, just sip on it, just relax, hop into, get into my sauna right after, enjoying that coffee. Maybe get a little workout session, have even a steam room because I'll be like that wealthy at that point. I'll have a cold plunge steam room and sauna.
At that point, yeah.
Should at least come with it.
I'll be down
Where
the road.
are you guys going to live? I want to know your guys' dream house location. Where's your dream house location?
A few places, actually. I can't give one specific place. I want to build a house where I grew up. But then I also do want a house in West Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, man's addicted to Los Angeles. Man's addicted to Los Angeles. We have Gary, Indiana.
I hate the politics.
The first one I read's Gary, freaking Indiana. Yo, music. You're gonna have the largest house in Gary, Indiana. You could probably buy like at least a quarter of the entire country or state there. Go surfing at Blacks. So bro's like, I don't even want to live anywhere. I just want to live on the water. Tons of land in country in Montana. That's a beautiful idea. Brazil, Romania, in my country. That's amazing. Homes everywhere. Well, luckily, guys, at $700,000 Bitcoin, guess what? We still won't be able to afford homes in the United States at this rate. So, hey, we could keep dreaming, baby. Well, Charles Hoskinson is now stepping in and debating Biden's crypto policy. I just stand by my beliefs, and I'm not afraid to talk about it.
Charles Hoskinson is actually just an influencer at this point.
Charles Hoskinson is so based, dude.
Yeah.
One of my favorite interviews we've had on this channel. We can't wait to have him on again. We just got to. He jokes around. He's also very based. He's insanely intelligent, and he's built one of the best crypto platforms that exist out there. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar market cap. You got to it's actually like $20 billion. You got to give credit where it's due. Exactly, right? And he obviously has developed a huge community base here. So when I'm looking at Charles Hoskinson talk about this, you guys have to really ask yourself now. This is super important. I doubt. I would say maybe 70%. Do this. Type 1 in chat if you're registered to vote in the United States. Type 2 if you're not. Now, a lot of you aren't in the States, which is, amazing. And shout out to you guys because it's, you guys got probably some better tax offers and everything.
I want to say, actually, Charles, I was going to shout out to him because there are not many founders that actually speak up.
Not at all.
This guy,
he's not afraid to.
He just does.
He just says what's on his mind and he talks about it. And you really have to ask yourself going into this election cycle, if you're in the United States, for me specifically, there's millions and millions of American jobs at risk because of them pushing TikTok outside of the United States due to corporate greed, which is all it is. It just the fact that we're not receiving that billions and billions and billions of dollars in revenue, the United States wants that. And so they're forcing essentially ByteDance to sell to us. So on the other side of that, though, you also have them trying to push that out, which is a huge part of my brand. It's a huge part of where you guys are in chat. A lot of you use TikTok. A lot of you love it. There's 180 million Americans that use the platform every day. On top of that, they're trying to push crypto out. They're trying to consolidate crypto. They want to enforce CBDCs. They want a central bank digital currency. They want to track your digital identity. They will probably put chips into your ID cards here very, very soon. And more than likely, we're going to move towards a world where crypto gets completely pushed out because capital gains tax is way too high. Now, you have the one side of the population that goes, well, we need to tax the rich. Well, it's a slippery slope with that because you can't tax the ultra wealthy when the ultra wealthy is the one that's investing into the new markets that young entrepreneurs are trying to tap into. It's going to push innovation and force it outside of the United States. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to realize there's nothing we can do at this point in terms of capitalism in this society, because ever since we came off the gold standard in 1971 under Richard Nixon, it allowed the government and politicians and corporations to work together under a kleptocracy and lobby their way into regulations and policies that are going to continue to allow them to grow. And if they can't have that, well, they're going to just move it elsewhere. They're going to push it outside of the country. They're going to take more loans against their assets. There's going to always be a loophole, and it always just ends up forcing the middle class, the median income. This is why we're in the middle of a housing crisis right now. We're in the middle of a housing crisis. That's why these things actually take effect. So, I'm not fudding. Someone goes, you're fudding. I'm like, that's just the reality of the situation. That is the reality of the situation. And you have to be able to swallow that pill. If not, more than likely, crypto won't be strong in the United States in the next 2 years. It just won't. So take that into consideration when you guys go to the polls this year. But Prometheum's contentious answer to crypto compliance is running late. This is like the evil villain poster child, Gary Gensler's best friend of the industry. It turns out him trying to say that everything's a security like Bitcoin and Ethereum, etc., isn't working. And they're now delaying because of technical works, because they have no idea what to do with their business model because the SEC can't get, they're just stuck where they're at right now.
For a second, I thought we were going to talk about another guy called Prometheus.
Prometheus? No, that's just another. That's.
So if they are out there and potentially watching this, guys, the police are coming for you. You should give the money back to the people. And I'm very happy Derivatives Ape is in jail right now.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny.
If you were in the Z Casino situation and involved, I myself lost Syncus and Z Casino because people may have bridged. The best thing right now, guys, is there is a page called $1 Jail on Twitter. Just support his stuff. He is cooking. They have a Telegram group where they're investigating the hell out of it. Just keep making noise because these guys will end up in jail, and then we can all send them Vaseline.
We can also they can lube up, baby. Send them some soap. Send them some just nice soap. That's gross. That's a terrible joke.
And
either way, no, it's true. Yeah, it's just so unfortunate that people are out there just continuously do this. Now, which and then they have the audacity to keep tweeting out on their where you guys are all wrong. But Binance banned, guys, Tron Foundation for market manipulation, coming from a report. Interesting enough, Justin Sun manipulating markets. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, chat? Coinbase's Layer 2 Base could be a big game changer for the company in the long term. In Q1, Base generated around $15.5 million in sequencer fees, a 1.1 million increase from Q4. While they're only 1% of total revenues, Base is growing at an exponential rate. Early access to Coinbase could be a core infrastructure provider for the crypto ecosystem. Base is going to be massive, guys. Shout out to anybody, guys, who holds Velodrome, who holds Aerodrome. I do want to pull up some charts here. There's one I'm looking into, okay? I am not affiliated with this project at all, but it is, I believe, built on top of Base's ecosystem. So there's a few part of Base that I'm watching out for because I want exposure as much as possible. They're also on Moonbeam, but I believe they are converging now over to the Base ecosystem as well. Yeah, so there it is, Base right there for you guys. So I am checking this project out. I saw Brian Jung talk about it. So, I do want to do my due diligence at first. But I want as much exposure to the Base ecosystem as possible because Aerodrome, you guys in chat, guys, we've been sitting very pretty on Aerodrome. Aerodrome's crushing it. I would love to dollar cost average into this at $1 all the time. It's a beautiful play. Got like a $500 million market cap, but it is the #1 liquidity provider for Base. And then you have Velodrome, which is the #1 liquidity provider for Optimism. And now what looks to be Mode, a Layer 2 that just launched with a $500 million airdrop, a part of the Optimism ecosystem. So very much bullish on that. Yep. You have Aerodrome. Dude, let's freaking go here. Should you sell your spots, guys? I never panic sell at the bottom, guys. Our markets, guys, let's do another little real in-depth thing before we go to the next article to show you guys. Well, that actually broke the website. Right now, the liquidation and the delta spread is massively to the downside. You want to dollar cost average and buy when we're in that negative teen in the billions here for these deltas. Hopefully this will load in a second. But ultimately, you want to sell and take profits when it's in the green. So right now, I mean, look at this red candle, guys. It's a giant red candle from $63,000 all the way down to $61,000. It's a 2,000. That's like a 3% candlestick on Bitcoin's price. So I would like to see this imbalance filled, but we have an imbalance above us, and I am bullish on actually seeing that $65,000 zone here very, very soon. So I never panic sell. But personally, it's up to you. And if you're, I'm not over allocated in these markets. I can hold my Bitcoin if it goes to 40K, right? I'm just dollar cost averaging because I have a long-term play on Bitcoin, or my other top projects. So really up to you case by case. But yeah, I'm not touching my spots right now. Just in, get this, MasterCard, JP Morgan, Visa, Citibank, and other big US banks are testing shared ledger technology for tokenized asset settlements. What does that make us bullish on? I don't know. What's tokenizing assets, chat? Is it Ondo? Is it? Do I have to shout out the best project on the market right now? I think I do. 80 cents. Again, I have no affiliation to this, guys. Call me a shill all you want, but man, I am bullish on Ondo, and I'm going to keep talking about it because it is insane. 80 cents hasn't been affected by market. It's like, you know what? Bitcoin's dropping. Bitcoin's crashing. No, I don't care because, I am the reason why Biddle and BlackRock are succeeding in the tokenized treasury markets. That's a flex, not any of your altcoins can say. But past that, we have, I'm just always bullish on Ondo here. Age of Ethereum incoming for 5 key reasons. Is Ethereum about to pop off? Well, we have a superior ecosystem compared to Bitcoin layer 2s. I would argue against that. Regulatory challenges may not be pivotal. Breaking my voice here. Scalability and competition from Solana. Adoption by major financial players, and symbiotic relationship with layer 2 solutions. That I would argue with as well. So I'd say Ethereum is going to be successful, 100% hands down. But I do believe another system is going to replace Ethereum in the top 2 projects, which is honestly, I think, going to blow people's minds out of the water. But I do believe there is the potential where Ethereum will be number 3 because of a lot of the new innovation like Base. I'm really, really bullish on. Obviously, this is a long-term thing. In the short term, I don't think anything's going to topple Ethereum anytime soon. But in terms of that market cap, there's a lot of other infrastructure plays out there. Even Solana, guys. Solana at this rate with, Anatoly. Like at this rate, yes, it had a lot of network issues, but the community is so strong. It's there. There's the new updates coming. DeFi. It could do it. It could actually do it.
It just that's the point. Is that Solana has made its ecosystem Memecoins. People know that it is what it is, but they respect that the tech might not be all there. With regards to the crashes, but it does it works for its intended purpose.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at like BNB here, and I can't show you guys the market cap, but my point to this is like, dude, BNB, I would say if Base launched a token, which I don't think they will because of obviously the SEC, but like that ecosystem, I think is going to be worth like very comparably to BNB, which is a 66. Well, actually, is it a 90? It's a $90 billion market cap.
Yeah.
So just have that in perspective. There's a lot of bullish narratives out there, but I am so bullish on Ethereum, not fighting Ethereum at all. I just think there's a lot of bullish narratives out there that are coming to fruition. On top of this, we have top 50 meme coins have collectively grown their market caps by 10% in the past week. Yeah, so again, to your point, like meme coins aren't going anywhere. People are degenerates. They're always going to love them. They're going to continue to jump into them. We had a massive NFT sale take place. NFT markets are looking to cook just a little bit, but Netflix has now partnered with Roblox to launch Next World, a digital theme park inside of Roblox, which is massive just to think about with Netflix. Metaverse plays could be coming back. I think we're finally seeing the Web 2 integration, but Web 3 gaming and metaverses, guys, would be very cautious on. Very, very volatile markets. Yeah. Be very, very cautious. I would be more bullish on the metaverses that are just simply integrating some tokenized NFT, which is a huge narrative I do think is going to be coming out in the future because there's a new update. I think it's like 404 or whatever on top of Ethereum. Tokenized NFTs, I think, are way more powerful for Web3 games and metaverses. Metaverses don't need a token. If you need to make a successful metaverse, because that's technically play to earn gaming, right? You need to create an addictive, immersive world. And to do that and build a successful tokenized system with tokenomics and the cryptocurrency, you're doing like the 2 most impossible tasks. So I think just tokenizing all the assets in that world would be much better play. For example, Fortnite with your skins should simply just be a tokenized marketplace, right? They're NFTs. You can tokenize them out, rent them out, do whatever you want. I think it would just be way easier than having to do like, this massive integration to token systems because we just haven't seen it work yet, which, I am incredibly bullish on here. But that's what I got for you guys here today. So I wanted to show you guys on the charts a quick little update. $61,000 Bitcoin. We are looking to come down and test that 60,500. I would not be surprised if we failed that. But the gaps, guys, are what matter most. And when we're looking at high block, let's see if it finally loads here because it's a little bit broken. Yeah, that delta spread is very far to the downside at now a negative $12 billion delta spread. I would imagine this windshield wiper method to push back up to the upside, wipe out a lot of those liquidations that are now filling up on the daily here. Because you can see, guys, there's like none below us. We have a little bit more at 60,300, which we're probably going to grab because where's that at? Oh, that's right here at the support level and the EI. So I'd imagine a flash wick down, maybe we even dip below 60K real quick, but could get that double bottoming here and then bounce higher. I would like to see our candle close well above 62,500 today. If we do that, I want to see us consolidate over the weekend and push up over the next, on Monday. If not, and we close here, let's say we close at $61,000 chat, and then over the weekend we go up to $63,000, $64,000, that's going to be bearish for Monday because we're going to create a futures gap on the market. We don't want that futures gap to take place. And I'll update you guys on the FOMO index here for the Fear and Greed Index tool that should be coming out soon. I'm going to refresh the screen here. FOMO is the new product launch that we are having developed. It's almost ready to go completely. Super clean platform. Is going to have that 24-hour, 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15 minutes. If you can show it on the screen here. And the difference is, guys, it has every top altcoin on the market, and they are actually different. So when you click on Ethereum's fear is going to be different. There's a different market sentiment. You can see it's 37. Different market sentiment, different variables that are at play out there. They're not all the same. So we're going to be using this as an amazing tool, guys. Thank you for watching. Leo, thank you for joining today.
Thank you very much for having me, my friend.
We'll see you guys in the next show, guys. No live streams tonight. No live streams tonight. We'll be back Monday.
See you soon. Like some.